Welcome back to my channel, Legends. My name is Soul Betty. You already know me, but you can call me Soul, you can call me Betty, call me anything you like, as long as you hit that like and subscribe button down below. So what video are we bringing you this week? We are going to talk about the most fun character to play in Overwatch if you're playing support. Now, you know I'm a support main. You know that I like my support characters, but what is the most fun character? Drum roll. I'm going to say Lucio, and if you stay tuned in this video, I'm going to tell you why. I would encourage you to leave a comment down below to tell me what your favorite support character is, and we're going to keep it to support characters because I am going to do a different video on DPS and another video on tank as well. But let's get started with Lucio. So, what do we know about Lucio? First and foremost, and I got to say it, it does play into the playability factor of Lucio. I think he's the coolest looking character and has some of the coolest skins in the game. And you're saying to yourself, well, that doesn't make it more enjoyable to play. No, but it is pretty cool to have a cool looking character when you're going into game, and one that you know is going to have a lot of fun and bring a party to the team, right? It's that team spirit, that team environment, and really uplifting the rest of the team. That makes it enjoyable for me. It just gives off that vibe. But on the real, what makes Lucio so fun to play? So the first thing I've got to highlight is wall bouncing, bunny hopping. The movement on this character is absolutely cracked, okay? I love the fact that you can climb up a wall essentially while you're on your roller skates, and you can go front, back, side to side without even looking at the wall, and it's just a mechanic that's built into the game. This does a couple of different things. One, it allows you to heal at different angles, and it also allows you to improve the movement of yourself and your teammates by being able to move at different angles. Now, obviously, you have to switch off from heals to movement, but we'll get to that in a moment. All right. Nice thing about this movement, it allows you to get in and out of fights without taking a lot of damage, especially if you're playing him correctly. Now, if you've seen my gameplay, I am not a professional at this game. I am definitely a noob, so I am what you would call a ground Lucio. I am not on the walls or on height as much as I should be, but I am working on that because I will tell you, one, it's a lot of fun to be able to do it, and you become very annoying for the other team, and a very huge benefit for your own team being able to switch back from that healing to that increased boost, right, for movement. So that is a huge factor. The other factor for me, coming from Apex and getting used to wall bouncing and things where you actually had to learn the mechanic and get the mechanic down, and it's really not a part of the game, but you know, players like Aceu made it a part of the game, and that's a pretty cool fact. But in Overwatch, anybody can do this if they just put a little bit of time into it, and it's just a mechanic that's already built in. A lot of fun, movement is cracked. That is the single character that made me want to play this game. Also, the character that I think is the most fun to play when I'm playing support. All right, second, we got to talk about his weapons. So I think it is totally cool, and it is a very huge fun factor that we're basing everything off of sound waves, right? His gun shoots these like little wave beams, these little sound wave beams that do damage. Now, for me, it's very cartoony, you know, compared to like a Soldier 76 or, you know, say like a Baptiste or an Ana or, you know, even a Widow, which feels a lot more like real bullets. This kind of has more that video game, arcade, kind of cartoonish feel to it that still does damage. Kind of laughable at some points, but you know, if you get to play Lucio pretty well, you can do a lot of damage with him and make a lot of things happen, which makes it that much more fun, especially when you're winning your ones versus DPS. Again, I'm not super good at Overwatch, so that doesn't happen all the time, but I do watch it a lot, and some of the high-end Lucio players, wow, can they get away with some cool stuff. All right, the second piece is secondary, so the boop, you know, having that little extra sound wave boost. So when tanks or DPS get close, you can boop them, does 25 damage, and it'll send them back a ways. Now, if you're really good, you can get some environmental kills off that and boop them right off the map, which I think is totally awesome. I've gotten excited a few times because I feel like I would do a good boop and then somebody wouldn't fall off the map. And it was almost instant disappointment because I felt like I was in the right positioning and I had just come off the wall and, hey, they were close to the edge and either they hit the railing or don't go far enough or they phase back onto the map or whatever the case is. But it really does give me that feeling when I do accomplish it that like, wow, I made a pretty huge play right there. And a lot of it, might be just the time and opportunity based on where the game is being played. But sometimes it definitely is having that mobility to be able to get in somewhere or get behind one of the other heroes and be able to boop them off the map. Feels so good. And I guarantee you, if you're on the other side of that boop, like I have been, it doesn't feel very good. You're almost disappointed because you're thinking like, how did I let that Lucio get behind me for that to happen? It's just a lot of fun to be able to boot people. And then the ultimate, the Soundwave, I think this ultimate is probably the best support ultimate that is in the game. And this is being real. And this does make it kind of fun. If you nail this down, it can be a game changer. Now, I said it in my previous videos, there definitely should be more play of the games based off of what healers do and how many people they save. This is one that when things are looking a little grim, things are looking a little tough, the other team sends out 2, 3, 4, or even 5 of their own ultimates, and you hit it right at the right time and it hits that ground, and you see your team going from like being wiped to full health just like that. Wow, what a feeling that is. Now, I don't nail that every time. Not going to lie. I utilize it when I can. I utilize it for, more of the offensive where I can make a good push with the team. And I know that can frustrate my team sometimes because I feel like the ultimate comes very quickly and I want to use that 3 or 4 or 5 times in a game, right? Usually I can get it 2, sometimes 3 times in a round. I don't want to hold on to it. That's just something that I did a lot in Apex. I'd hold on to alts, unless I was Bloodhound, or the more aggressive characters in Apex. So I use Lucio more aggressively. So when I get it, I want to use it pretty quickly. So that can frustrate my teammates. But when I do get that really good defensive one, that feels really good. And I wish that I would get a play of the game for doing that. But there's been games where I've had like 15 or 16 players saved. And I don't know what my highest one was. I know there's a lot better Lucio players out there, but it just feels like, it's just a really good feel-good moment. Like you just changed the trajectory of that game. The momentum has shifted from the enemy team to your team, and you're moving forward. And yes, support, not a glamorous role. I've said that before. And yes, support is not going to get any credit. Even if they save all 5 players, it's still going to be tank and DPS that's going to get all the credit. But gosh darn it, we can advocate and get that play of the game for those support characters. And that's what makes Lucio so much fun from the alt perspective. All right, so Color Coded, one of my viewers in my stream, had said, the cool thing about Lucio is you're healing just by existing. And one of the issues that I have is I don't turn off heals to go to momentum boosts as much, and I got to work on that. But even as a new player, let's just say I leave it on heals the entire time, and I'm hitting 95 to 100% heals throughout the game. I might not be helping my teammate with mobility and movement, but I'm always going to be healing. And that is a huge thing for a new player coming in, is that mechanic is already locked in. As long as I'm within radius, I'm going to continue to heal. And then I call it big heals when I'm hitting my E. So anytime I do that, I'll call it out. Hey, I've got big heals in like 2 or 3 seconds. That way I give that little extra healing boost. But it's easy to learn, and with how cracked the movement is and how the gunplay is, it's very easy for somebody like me to pick it up and have a lot of fun. Now, I also enjoy a lot of other characters within support. Obviously, you've seen me play Moira. If I need to do a lot of DPS, I'm going to change to Moira. I've been playing a little bit of Kiriko, not quite as good with Kiriko, and trying to learn Baptiste as well. All fun characters to play, but I think as a noob, as a casual player, Lucio is definitely the hero that drew me into the game, right? And there was one DPS one as well, but we'll get to that in a different video. And those are the reasons why I think Lucio is, quote unquote, the funnest hero in the game. All right, so on that note, I'm going to leave you with this, Legends. I would love to hear down below who your favorite support player is. What player or hero do you enjoy playing that just makes the game better? And knowing that we're getting a new hero in Season 4, what would you like to see? Is it mobility? Is it more DPS? Is it more healing? What is that? What would you like to see in Season 4? Also, just a little sneak peek, the developers did say that for every tank and DPS player that they bring into the game going forward, they're going to bring 2 new support players. So yes, support players, we're getting some love from the developers, and I get it. I've only been in the game for like 50 hours. So can I claim that support's my main? Probably not, especially compared to some folks that have been here through Overwatch 1 and 2, but I'm going to claim it anyways because I like my support. That being said, I appreciate you joining this video. Again, if you like the content, hit that subscribe down below. If for any reason I can improve the content that I'm bringing to you, leave a comment down below. We definitely make improvements based off of our subscribers. We want to make this channel inclusive. And again, we are casual gamers for the casual gamers. And on that note, if you see me in the arenas, turn your microphone on, and I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Soul Betty, over and out.